morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in this world. This is Hejin Lee with a daily update for Ethereum. So I'm being asked by many people to see if this is wave 5. Are we done? Could we be done? And this wave 5 was halted by this support area. Could we be done? Yes, we could be done. And let me show you why. If we look at the subwaves of this white wave 5, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like so. If this is the case, then what we need will be an impulse in the opposite direction. And I think you might already know where I'm going with this. I often say that a correction bottom is not an event, but a process. What do I mean by that? The lowest point of that correction would be that event. But you know what? No one knows. No one knows in advance as to what that lowest point will be. And if they get it, it's a fluke. And that lowest event if once it occurs, has to be confirmed. And that's the process part. So this one, bear in mind, I've been laddering in, okay, because I don't know where the lowest point is going to be. No one does. You can make a best estimate, and based on that, if this is the terminal end of the correction, you can ladder in. We need the confirmation of an impulse sequence to the opposite degree, but not only one, but a second. And what I mean by that, if this correction follows, sorry, I scrunched back. I forgot I'm on a daily chart. I thought I was still in the hourly. So I scrunched the time zone. And what I'm trying to do here is set up a neckline. So we have a left shoulder on a much larger degree than what I had introduced yesterday. And then that's the left shoulder. This is the head. And then what I'd be looking for will be the right shoulder. I think there's a big hit coming in the late January session. And from plus or minus 3 days from January 21st, we'll get a sizable hit. And that sizable hit could be this right shoulder pattern. And this would coincide very well with the ABC, 3-wave decline, or it could be a sideways WXY, whatever it wants to be. And if this is the case, quite often what I say is, when you see a head and shoulders top, and soon afterwards that's followed by a head and shoulders inverse or bottom, there's a bit of a nullification going on. This pattern will nullify the full effect of this pattern. Thereby, if this is going to be a minimum, which is usually exceeded to this level, this pattern could nullify and bring it only to the minimum. And if this head and shoulders actually plays out, and this is pure conjecture at this time, because we just started finishing the second half of the head, starting the second half of the head. So we have the left shoulder, head, and then we've got a right shoulder to go. Then the minimum price one for this would give us back into the 700s. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is not my primary count. This is my conjecture of trying to define a corrective bottom. And if the lowest point of this correction was 82 bucks or so, then we need a confirmation. I have been laddering in since, let's say, 193.3-ish. Many of my rungs are out of the money, so to speak. That does not bother me in any way whatsoever. I go through this with every major correction. I ladder in. Okay? And I even have rungs below right here at the same time. I ladder my ladder. I don't spend all my cash into this single ladder. If I have, let's say, $100,000, I might use $10,000 to ladder in here. Then the next one I might use $30,000 to ladder in. And so that's what I mean by laddering my ladder. But if this head and shoulders inverse, head and shoulders bottom, does play out, it would confirm significantly, truly, a bottom is in. I hope you find this to be helpful. Have a great day.